useful Arabic phrases, inshallah. Mother, as meant what, followed by action word, verb. ماذا تعمل? ماذا تعمل? What do you do? What do you do? Stop speaking to a singular male. ماذا تعمل? ماذا تعمل? Can you guess what's the version of speaking to a singular female it would be? Yes, إينا at the end. ماذا تعملين? ماذا تعملين? ماذا تعمل? ماذا تعملين? أنا, you can say أنا, I am معلم. I'm a teacher. That's a female, male teacher. معلم. You can say مدرس or أستاذ. But you say معلم, أنا معلم. Feminine version, أنا معلمة أو مدرسة أو أستاذة. أنا معلمة. معلم, معلمة. طالب. You've learned that before. طالب, male student. طالب. طالبة. طالب. طالبة. طبيب. A doctor. That is a male doctor. طبيب. طبيبة. A female doctor. محاسب. That's a male accountant. محاسبة. An accountant, that's female. So معلم, معلمة, مدرس, مدرسة, أستاذ, أستاذة, طالب, طالبة, طبيب, طبيبة, محاسب, محاسبة. هل أنت معلم؟ هل أنت معلم؟ هل أنت معلمة؟ هل أنت طبيب؟ هل أنت طبيبة؟ هل أنت محاسب؟ هل أنت محاسبة؟ هل أنت مدرس؟ هل أنت مدرسة؟ هل أنت طالب؟ هل أنت طالبة? I hope you understood all those phrases. Yeah, well done. So, ماذا تعمل؟ ماذا تعملين؟ أنا معلم. أنا معلمة. أنا طالب. أنا طالبة. أنا طبيب. أنا طبيبة. أنا محاسب. أنا محاسبة. On page 62, we'll be explaining to you now the Alif al-Maqsura. What's Alif Maqsura? It's another form of lengthening Alif, but it's a special one. Sometimes you find it at the end of a noun, sometimes end of a verb. But the technical aspect of that, we'll leave that to the later in the series, inshallah. But for this purpose of learning to read and writing properly, let's just explain. The symbol will be this. It's like a ya, but it's not ya. Because there are no dots. And this will be the last letter of that particular noun or a verb. Let's give you the noun first, for instance, such as Yusra. That's a lady's name. Yusra. Yusra. That's like Yusra, like a Latin alif. It's not a ya, it's called Alif al-Maqsura. And it's on page 62 of the book. Mustafa. Mustafa. Again, that's Alif Maqsura. Verb, for instance, Jara. 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 Masha. Masha. Sometimes you see people trying to put a little alif like that to indicate is the alif maksura. No, there's no need for that at all. You don't have to put that symbol there. But if you find it, that's what's happening. Just want to indicate that this is lengthening alif. So Yusra, Mustafa, Jara, Masha. And sometimes when you have some special word which have tanween fatha at the end, there will be no alif, usual alif. There will be alif maqsura, because that's how it should be. That's technical. You will know that later, inshallah. Give you an example of that. For instance, you can have such as Quran, 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 and Fatan, for instance, Fatan. That's your ta. Fatan. Fa and ta. So this alif maqsura is doing the just supporting and really, as I said before. That will be explained later. Why the alif maqsura is used at the end of certain words and some verbs as well. The important thing to notice is you see that's alif maqsura. You will have fatha before it, or fathatan like this one before that one. Okay, so inshallah now I go to page 62 of the book to go through the some words with you, reading, and then we can practice that and writing as well. Page 62. On this page we have a lot of, about how many? 39 words ending with alif maqsura. This is reading practice. Please try it out and then let's compare reading. أتى بكى بنى جرى مشى سعى رأى روى رمى أبى إلى على حتى متى أولى غنى فتى حصن عمى فرا قرا هوى لحا سدى تقى دما. Now later in the series you will know why this time we're having alif maqsura before the just after the tanween fatha. That will be explained in the grammar structure later in the series. Mustafa, Musa, Isa, Huda, Salma, Salwa, Layla, يسرى مقهى مبنى مستشفى مرمى أذى. On page 63 we're going to deal with Hamza yet again. Yes, I have already explained Hamza to you before, but on page 63 that page is dedicated entirely to Hamza, practicing reading of it. Reminder, Hamza you can find it placed on top of alif. It can be placed below alif. When it's on top of alif, that's it can be fatha, carrying fatha on top of it, or two fatha, or dhamma, or two dhamma, which means single vowel a, or double a and single u, dhamma, or dhammatan, two dhammas, un. When you find it below, it can be carrying single e or single in. Single e or double e, it comes in. Now Hamza also can be sitting on top of wow. You may find it sitting on top of wow, like this. If it's carrying oo, or it can be carrying sukun as well. So you can find hamza also sitting on this shape, ya shape. It's not a ya, but ya shape. It could be sitting on its tail, like that. It could be sitting on the floor by itself, hamza. Hamza also can be found on the shape like this, particularly when it comes after, let's say, naughty letter, for instance. It can be sitting something like that. Also, it can be sitting in the middle like that. So the important thing to know is this. You don't worry much about the chair on which hamza is sitting. Just go straight for the vowel that it's carrying. A, say a. An, say an. E, say e. In, say in. U, say u. And un, say un. Sukun, glottal stop. So just use the symbol you can find with hamza and pronounce them, ignoring the chair on which the hamza is sitting. So that is about hamza, really. And I give you some words now that you can practice just to see, to remind yourself, really. So we have like a ra'a. Ra'a. So ra'a, that's your hamza there, sitting there. Bi'run, for instance, bi'run. You see, bi'run. You see hamza sitting on this, something like this. And you have sukun on it. Mas'ulun. 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 Again, hamza is sitting on wow. So just mas'ulun. Just ignore the wow, the chair. Something like if I say bada'a. Bada'a. Sitting on the alif. Insan. Insan. Insanun. Insanun is sitting below the alif. It can be sitting on the floor. If I say nisa, nisa'un, on its own, nisa'un. So anywhere you find it, just go for the vowel that is carrying and you'll be fine. To reinforce this, let's now go to page 63 and read the whole page, and also you need to copy them as well. Page 63. On this page, plenty of practice for you there to read hamza in its various positions. Sometimes, as already been explained, on alif, sometimes sitting on waw, sometimes sitting on the ya-like shape, and so on. But just go for the vowel that hamza is carrying and say the vowel. Asadun, asadun. Ibratun, ibratun. Umbubun, umbubun. Sa'ala, sa'ala. Su'ila, su'ila. مسؤول مسؤول تساؤل تساؤل سؤال سؤال قرأ قرأ قراءة قراءة قارئ قارئ مقروء مقروء امرؤ امرؤ ماء ماء مؤمن مؤمن مئة مئة مئذنة مئذنة استفتاء استفتاء رأس رأس رئاسة رئاسة رئيس رئيس رؤساء رؤساء رؤية رؤية مرءا مراء ارتأى ارتأى رئاء رئاء رؤى لؤلؤة لؤلؤة ائتمن ائتمن يومئذ يومئذ نشأة نشأة بطيء بطيء سوء سوء فيء فيء ضوء ضوء. Now towards the end of the book now, I'm going to deal with page 64. The first thing on that page I want to deal with is the article the in Arabic. How do we say the in Arabic? In English it's a separate, you write the, but in Arabic you attach alif and lam, L, to a particular word, like a door, the door, you put that L to join with the a door. For instance, al. This is equivalent to the in Arabic. For instance, if I say babun, a door, I want to say now the door. I need to put al babu, al babu. Now let's look at what is happening here. The L bit is pronounced in its totality. Babu now becomes a single U rather than double U. Here, babun, A, because as you will know later, we are getting that A something from that own sound. But when you say the door, you cannot have A, the door. Therefore, the double un is being reduced now to U because of the effect of L. Another one, if I say qamarun, that's mean a moon. How do we say the moon? I'll say al qamaru. Again, we pronounce the al and then we reduce the un to a u. Al qamaru. What about this? If I say shamsun, shamsun means a sun, a moon, a sun. The sun. You say a ashamsu, shamsun, ashamsu. Can you identify and note something happening here? Here I say al-qamaru. I pronounce the al, the, in its totality, al-qamar. But here, I just say a. You cannot hear the sound of lam. That's been suppressed, but it's remained there. Why? Here, ash-shamsu, the sheen here is suddenly is carrying shadda. Here no shadda, there is shadda here. Here no shadda, there's no shadda. Why this one is carrying shadda? Why this one is not carrying shadda? This leads us to the question of moon letters and sun letters. Moon letters, one of them is qa. Sun letter, one of them is shin. So we have 14 moon letters and 14 sun letters. When any of the sun letter is placed after the, it will carry shadda. Once shadda has been placed on that sun letter, you remember the shadda meaning there is an embedded sukoon. And in Arabic, you are not allowed to have two sukoons next to each other. Therefore, the first sukoon, the obvious one, was removed. It's not pronounced. We say ash. So you are linking the a with sh. Ash shams. Whereas here, the moon letters, when they come after the al, they will not be carrying any shadda. So there is no reason why the sukoon on lam should not stay. Hence you hear it clearly, al-qamar. But here, ash-shams. I'm not going to go through with you the list of the moon letters in a word without al, followed by with al. And we see that effect will be the same. Also, I'll go through the sun letters with and without the al, and we see that effect will be the same. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Now, in front of you here, you have one of our A1 poster, the size, and it's about al-huruf al-shamsiyyah wal-qamariyah, the sun and moon letters. We have 28 letters in the Arabic alphabet, and they are divided into 14 the moon letters and 14 sun letters. Let's look at the moon letters first. The moon letters are alif, ba, jim, ha, kha, ain, ghain, fa, qa, ka, mim, ha, waw, and ya. As I've already mentioned to you, explained earlier on, ananasun, for instance, is pineapple. Now, this A something. Al is the article the. Once you attach article the with one of the moon letters, you retain the L as it is. You hear the lam, L with sukun. Ananasun, al-ananasu. Bamiyatun, that's an okra. Al-bamiyatu. You see the symbol in white telling you that that lam with sukun is still there. Jazarun, al-jazaru. Hutun, al-hutu. Khubzun, al-khubzu. Inabun, al-inabu. Ghurabun, al-ghurabu. Farawilatun, al-farawilatu. Qamarun, al-qamaru. Ka'sun, الكأس. موز الموز. هلال الهلال. وردة الوردة. يد اليد. All these words are the same words you find on page 64 and 65. That's for the moon letters. Now let's go now to the other side of this poster, and as sun letters. Again, there are 14 of them. Tinun, that's a fig. Atinun. Here this time, lam becomes silent. It's been suppressed. You cannot hear the sound, but it's there. The letter is there. Atinu. The sun letter after the will have to carry shadda, because that shadda has sukun embedded within it. The lam, the sukun on lam is been suppressed and removed. So atinu. Thumun athumu. Dubbun ad-dubbu. Dhuratun ad-dhuratu. Rummanun ar-rummanu. Zaytunun az-zaytunu. Samakatun as-samakatu. Shamsun ash-shamsu. Sahnun as-sahnu. Difdi'un ad-difdi'u. Ad-difdi'un. Difdi'un ad-difdi'u. Tawusun at-tawusu. Dhabyun al-dhabyu. Laqlaqun al-laqlaqu. Na'amatun an-na'amatu. Again, you find all these words are the same. You find it in the book on page 66 and 67. Now let's compare and contrast now. If we put al here, sukun remain when is followed by the al-qamariyah, which is your moon letters. You can see the lam still carrying the sukun. But when you go to the shamsiyah, the sun letters, when you add al, which is the article the, now the sun letter itself is carrying shadda, therefore the sukun on the lam has been removed. As-samaka, as-shamsu, and so on. So go to page 64 to 67 and practice the moon letter and sun letter and do the exercise there. By doing that, now nothing left really to learn in terms of how to read and write Arabic correctly. It just really a lot of practice need to be done, and I will help you doing that from the book shortly.